It's crazy.
I feel very sad for him.
You're very brave. Get well soon.
At Peace Health Southwest Washington Medical Center,
Thanks for coming.
It's like family, it really is.
fellow officers, friends, and many strangers gathered.
Get well soon, praying for you.
150 candles went fast.
More than 150 people showed up to show support
I got it.
Everybody got one?
for an officer down, but not out.
I'm just so thankful that he's recovering and that he wasn't killed.
In the hospital just above a large vigil, Officer Dustin Godshaw is recovering after being shot 7 times during a traffic stop on Monday morning. The suspect has now been arrested and is facing charges.
He was shot up pretty good.
James Bridger just happened to take a different route to his sister's house in Northeast Vancouver when he came across the violent scene.
Just happened to be in the right place at the right time. It's like the big guy watching out for everybody.
The former volunteer firefighter tells me Godshaw could not speak after suffering from a gunshot wound underneath his helmet, but was able to help 2 Good Samaritans who stopped tend to his wounds.
I grabbed his mic off of his vest and then he was helping me pull the plug out so I could get, so I could talk. And so then I just called dispatch and let them know, it was, there's an officer shot and they need to hurry up. And it was the most scariest feeling, waiting. Just, I know they're coming, but it's just, he was fighting pretty hard.
The community cares.
Bridger is now on a short list of visitors who've been able to visit the 32-year-old 6-year veteran of the Vancouver Police Force, who officers tell me is an asset to the force.
He helped us as much as we were helping him. I mean, he gets just as much credit.
On this Memorial Day, let us continue the great tradition of expressing our heartfelt appreciation for the protectors and defenders of all we cherish and hold dear.
I think of them every day.
Just came to pay my respects for those who didn't make it back or those who passed on.
I just put some flowers on my husband's grave. He was over in England, Normandy.
It's definitely very surreal. It's very powerful.
That spirit of patriotism and service is perhaps our greatest national treasure.
I think that every generation needs to realize what it takes to maintain freedom for this country. It takes sacrifice, it takes involvement of the people.
My father right here, Dean, he was in the Navy, World War II, got sunk 3 times, continued to go back. There isn't a day go by that I don't think of him. That's why I'm here. I come here every year.
Well, he's the first relative that I can ever remember that his death affected me. It just gives me a lot of pride to know that what he did for America.
These people give the ultimate.
And so it is that we pause to remember these heroes and to simply say to our fallen warriors, thank you. May you rest in peace and honor.
I see a lot of people out here on 4th of July.
To see one in the city is just probably once in a lifetime.
Neighbor Mike Carnevale had no idea what was up in his tree in his backyard.
My dogs are barking up the tree, and I kept looking up the tree, and I'm going, what? I thought there was a squirrel up there.
I don't see him, though.
But then he realized this animal was hardly a squirrel.
Cougar in the tree.
Even before the 110-pound cat scampered up this tree.
He's in the tree. He's in that tree right over there.
Neighbors say this is the same cougar they've been seeing for days.
I see a big cougar run right in front of our car as we're driving on 148.
It's pretty crazy, actually.
And for nearly 4 hours, the cougar stayed in the tree.
It's about 1 degree over.
Until state wildlife officials tranquilized the feline.
There you go.
Yep, there it went. There it is.
And watch closely. You can barely make out the big cat falling.
Well, it's exciting, 4th of July.
He was laying up there the whole time, like he wasn't really aggressive or anything like that. So he just laid right there and fell down.
The cougar was then put in this cage before it was taken away almost immediately. While neighbors describe a docile animal, wildlife officials tell me by phone they euthanized the cougar this evening, saying it posed a threat to human safety.
It was amazing to see it.
Claiming it lost its fear of humans. Even relocating it, they said, would be improper. But some neighbors feel the cougar should have not been killed.
It's nice to see, lion, kind of that group, to be in your neighborhood. It doesn't happen all the time, once in a while. it's a good one.
While others agree with the state's decision.
There was a big concern, for my own safety and public safety.
Picnic, yeah, all my neighbors.
A neighborhood stir, making for an Independence Day these folks won't soon forget.
It's pretty wild out here.
I'll be honest with you, I thought it was kind of romantic and kind of cool that we have something that big and kind of neat.
Silently, she looms large over Fifth Avenue.
It's huge. It's absolutely stunningly huge.
Never mind that her home is in dire need of repair.
If I do recall, this building is one of the ugliest buildings in the world, voted by Code of Mass Traveler or something like that.
Well, the building may be a blight.
I love the statue. I hope that nothing happens to the building.
Portlandia still shines bright. Precariously perched, and some say too high.
Something on street level probably, it'd probably be more noticeable.
I disagree. I think the separation and looking up at it makes it more impressive.
Stay up or move down. She moved in 29 years ago, drawing huge crowds along the way. So when they do overhaul her home, will she be granted immunity from relocation?
Well, she looks pretty safe. From this angle, she looked a little scary, but to be honest, yeah, I think she's safe.
Dana Haynes with the mayor's office says exactly what is done to the building will be decided in part by the budget process.
For fixing buildings, no, we wouldn't go and ask for any extra money this year for that. That's going to come out of the coin purse that we currently have, and every project's going to be in the queue and everyone will get considered.
I just think it should be preserved the way it is.
That seems to be the popular vote, one the mayor is leaning towards also.
The mayor likes to point out that if you moved her somewhere else, A, she'd be pointing to one specific neighborhood, so you can say that's her favorite neighborhood, but B, she'd be mooning another neighborhood.